Celebration, was it good?
Yes.
Sorry, Esperanza?
Yes.
Could you celebrate Mother's Day? Could you celebrate Mother's Day?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that was good. Did you have a good celebration? Did you have a good celebration? Yes, Vicente, yes?
Yes.
Yes, what did you do? How did you celebrate your Mother's Day?
We go out, like in the ¿cómo se dice esto? Go to eat with my sister and my mother.
Uh-huh. So you went to eat out. You went to a restaurant.
Okay, yes.
Okay. Very good. And what did you, what type of place was it? What did you eat?
Chinese food.
Chinese food. Oh, very nice. So your mom didn't have to cook yesterday.
Yes.
Okay, that was very good. I imagine she must have been very happy. Okay. Yes. Simon, good to see you in classes. Simon?
Hello.
Hello, Simon. Good to see you.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, good to see you. Well, we're going to start today. First of all, I would like to say that I received 14 different videos. Okay, I will not have them marked until next week. So next week is our recess week, right? So I will use that week to mark them, yes? As far as I could see, they were okay, even though there were some of them that had problems with the microphone because the volume is very, very low. So in case I cannot hear you, I will ask you to make some changes in the videos. But I will try to, I will try not to do that. Okay, one thing. Second thing is related to, I will say this in Spanish. Por favor, ¿me pueden informar en qué va el paro para saber si las clases próximas van a ser presenciales o van a ser online? ¿Hay alguna novedad al respecto?
Profe, toda esta semana hay paro.
Toda esta semana.
Sí.
Ya. O sea que estaríamos hablando que las clases presenciales podrían volver después de la semana de receso. Eso es, ¿no?
La semana de receso es del 16
sí, la
al
próxima
22.
semana. Sí, del 16 al 21.
Entonces, sí.
Pero ¿eso ya es oficial o no?
Profe, hola. La verdad, lo que yo entiendo, ay, creo que se me hace eco, pero lo que yo entiendo es que todos los miércoles como que se hace una votación y se revalida si es que la siguiente semana vamos a seguir en paro o no. Entonces, esta semana seguimos en paro, pero este miércoles tenemos que volver a votar para ver si la siguiente semana cumple el quórum y se vuelve a paro y así todos los miércoles. Entonces, no es como oficial que después de, no sé, cierta semana vamos a volver a clases presenciales.
Ya, ok, entiendo. Ya, en todo caso, para los efectos de nuestra clase, esta semana sería la clase de hoy día y la del miércoles serían online, entonces. Y ahí veríamos qué pasa para la semana después del receso. Okay. Thank you very much for your information. Now we are going to start. Today, I mean, this week, we must start with some review for your final test. So for that, I will share my screen. I will ask you to go to your cursos. Wait, share my screen. In Enlaces, I uploaded some material for you to study on your own. Let me see, I will publish them because they are not, they haven't been. It's practice for final test. Here you have 3, 4, 5, 6 different links for you to work with them, okay? I will show you some of them, okay? Here we have the type of, I mean, the level of the exercises you will have in the final exam is equivalent to PET test, okay? Here we have, for example, here you have some exercises for you to work on vocabulary, okay? Here there are 33 questions in this quiz, choose the correct answer, and you can check them online. So that's the good thing. Okay, and this is a kind of, let's see, this is the kind of studies for the final test. The only difference will be that the final test will be face-to-face, I mean, will be in paper. So that's why it's important for you to practice without using dictionaries, without using Google Traductor or something like that, okay? So one link is for vocabulary, the other one is for listening comprehension, right? Here you have the type of, the level of the test, PET, that's the, so here you have the exercise, there you have the script for you to see. So this is something you can do on your own, okay? There is a lot for you to practice. Each link corresponds to different sections of the test. You have vocabulary, you have listening comprehension, you have reading comprehension also, okay? So, wait, here we have reading. Here you have the text you have to read, and then you have questions that you must answer about the test, about the paragraphs, okay? So this is the way to study. Any questions about it? No questions? Okay. Well, now if we, let me close this. If we return to, I mean, in our last class, we started a new unit related to problems. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? The last class we had, sorry, I was forgetting something. Yes. We work with the linkers and connectors. That is used to, that is to be used with posts when writing, okay? I gave you some homework about it, and 2 students sent me the homework. The idea is not to send me the homework. We're going to correct it, to mark it, and to work on that on Wednesday, okay? So today we're going to go on with the rest of the program. Is that right? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, is it clear then that the 2 different types of exercises we're going to do then? Well, if you remember in our last face-to-face class, we talked about difficult situations that people go through. And for that, we listened to a tape. Do you remember that? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Well, just for you to remember, I will play the video, the tape once again, for you just to remember the three conversations. I mean, what were the problems? What were the difficult situations? Okay, here we go.
A. Mum,
Yes,
you know that economics exam I had last week?
the one you didn't revise for.
I did revise for it. I was working on it all weekend, don't you remember?
Oh, yes, I remember. Apart from going out until 4 in the morning, you mean?
Well, I have to relax a little, even if I'm revising. Anyway, I didn't pass it.
Oh, you failed it? But wasn't that an important one?
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
I'm really sorry too. What does that mean?
Well, I'll probably have to retake the whole course.
Oh, Ryan, it's a really expensive course. I'm not sure we can afford for you to take it again. Things are difficult enough as it is.
I know, Mum, I'm sorry. I'll talk to the teacher again and see if I can retake it.
B.
Hi, Megan. How are you?
Not feeling too good, actually.
Oh, why's that?
Well, something terrible happened this morning.
What? Sorry, take your time. Tell me when you're ready.
Well, I was playing with Bonzo in the garden with a ball, and the ball went over the hedge into the road, and
Yes?
Bonzo jumped over the hedge after it, and he got hit by a car.
Oh, no! And is he...
Yes, we took him to the vet immediately, but there was nothing she could do.
Oh, poor Bonzo. And poor you. I know how much he meant to you.
We had him since he was a tiny puppy, and he was like one of the family.
I'm really sorry. At least he had a happy life.
His life was too short.
Well, yes. Okay. I'm sorry. That was a really insensitive thing to say. I'll come round and see you later, okay?
C.
Hi, Dad.
Hi. How's it going?
Did you have a good day at work?
Same as usual, really. What about you? Good day at school?
Yeah, pretty good. Except for one little thing.
Why do I have a sinking feeling in my stomach?
Do you remember you lent me your phone?
Yes.
Well, I was standing just outside school texting Jack, and somebody ran past and grabbed it.
You let someone steal my phone?
I didn't let them.
No, I suppose not. But did you know that that might happen? Is that a dangerous spot?
Well, I had heard of that happening, but I'd forgotten. Anyway, I didn't think it would happen to me.
No, okay. Did you see who it was?
No, it was someone in a blue tracksuit. And there are loads of people who wear those. But there's a CCTV camera on the entrance. It might have got a shot of the thief's face.
You reported it then?
Well, not yet, but I will tomorrow.
All right. Don't forget to report it tomorrow. I'll have a look at the insurance and see if it's covered.
Okay, so here we have three difficult situations. Let's see the first one. What was the first difficult situation that you could hear? Can you hear me? What was the difficult situation, the first difficult situation?
The son failed the test.
Okay, the son failed the test. Okay, that is the first difficult situation. What about the second one? What was the difficult situation in the second dialogue?
The father lent to his son a phone and it was stolen.
That was the third one. Okay. The father's phone, lent to his son, right? Got stolen. Okay. And what about the second one, where the girl is crying? What was the difficult situation in that conversation?
The girl's dog died.
The girl's dog, yeah, died. In what way? I mean, was the dog sick?
Was hit by a car.
Okay, the girl's dog was killed or was hit, yeah? Was killed, got hit by a car. Okay, so here we have the three difficult situations. Now, if you think about the first conversation where the son talks about how he failed the test, he failed the course actually. The test, the final test, and then okay, what kind of advice or suggestion could you give him? If you were talking to him face to face, what advice or suggestions would you give him? Do you understand what I'm asking? Hello? What advice could you give him? What recommendation would you give him? Let's see, Cristóbal, what do you think? What recommendation would you give him?
Sorry, Miss, I don't understand the question.
Okay, Catalina, what advice would you give him? Catalina Orellana, can you hear me? Esperanza? Oof. This is a kind of... Yeah, Esperanza? Or Simon, I don't know.
I think that she should spend more hours studying in the future.
Okay, because it's a boy. He should,
yes.
Okay.
The boy.
He should, the boy, yeah, he should study more, you mean?
Spend more hours.
Spend more hours?
Studying at the future.
Okay. Spend more hours studying, okay? Studying in the future, okay? Okay, good. That is one suggestion, okay, good, Simon. Okay, any other suggestion or advice that you could give him? Remember that, why is his mother so concerned about this problem? Do you remember?
Because they can afford another course.
Okay, right, because it's very expensive and she cannot afford that. So what other recommendation could you give the son? Talking about money.
Let the boy work.
So the boy, he should work, he should get a job, you mean?
Yes.
Get a job to get some money. Okay. So that he can pay his, he can pay for the course again. Right. Okay. Let's see then the second difficult situation where the girl lost her dog. What recommendation could you give her? What advice, what recommendation could you give her?
The girl should be more careful the next time she gets a pet.
Okay, she should be more careful with future pets.
Yes.
Yeah?
And she buy, no sé cómo se dice arnés.
Harness.
Harness for it.
Okay. Okay, she should buy harness. No, but you know, when you talk about dogs, you don't say harness, if I'm not wrong. You say lead.
Okay.
It's una correa. Okay. To buy a lead for future dogs, let's say. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Any other advice? According to what I remember about you, some of you, if not all of you, or most of you, have dogs as pets. Is it right? How many people in this course have actually a dog as a pet? Nobody. I remember you told me about pets. I'm asking this question because I don't have a pet myself, so I would like to know the opinion of somebody having a pet, a dog, particularly. Catherine, do you have a pet? Do you have a dog? Catherine?
Yes.
Yes. And okay, if you have a pet, you have a dog as a pet, what advice could you give this girl after her dog got killed?
What?
What recommendation could you give this girl?
Lo mismo que dijo la compañera.
I'm sorry, Catherine?
No, lo mismo que dijo la compañera.
English, please. This is an English class. Try to say that in English, Catherine. I mean, when your dog got killed, okay, it was run over by a car. Do you think that, I mean, it would be a good idea to get a new dog? Or should she wait for some time in between and then get another dog? Or what do you think? This is a question to all of you, not only Catherine.
I think is a not good idea since she is a child and needs more responsibility.
So, sorry, I didn't get the first part. Do you think she should get a new dog?
No, I think it's not a good idea since she is a child and need more responsibility.
Ah, okay, so you think that she needs to get more responsibility for the future?
Yes.
Ah, okay, yeah. Okay. Any other advice then? Well, let's go to the last difficult situation about the boy whose father's phone got stolen. What advice could you give him? What could you recommend him?
He should be more careful with things that things that lead to him. No sé cómo se dice, se le presta.
Sorry, he should be more careful with his things and
the things that
he
people
borrows.
let him.
Yeah,
lead.
okay. You can say with the things he borrows. I mean, borrow is the opposite of lend. With things he borrows. Here we have two words that you must be careful. The word borrow and the word lend. Yeah, borrow is pedir prestado, and lend es prestar. It's in the opposite direction, actually. In this case, probably the boy borrowed his father, borrowed a telephone from his father, and the father lent him his phone. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, he should be more careful with the things he borrows. Yeah. Any other recommendation? Where did he, I mean, where was his phone stolen? On the bus, on the subway, where? Do you understand my question? Where did they steal his phone? Don't you remember? He was in the street outside his school. Have you ever had a similar situation? I mean, to be talking on the phone and somebody comes and steals it? Hello? Esto parece una sesión de espiritismo. Si me escuchan, denme una señal, por favor. Okay? No? No idea about that? Okay. Well, let's see if you, wait a minute, if you see the suggestions, the advice, the recommendations, in all of them, we use the word should, right? Should is a word used to give advice, to recommend things, right? This is one of the things we're going to practice now. Okay, let me go to this. Okay. So now I will ask you to go to your cursos again. Your cursos material docente. And here we are going to, sorry, no, yes, here it is. Please go to a file called Life Hacks, please. Maite, you should say that orally instead of writing it. Why don't you say that? Say it next time. Good. Okay, here we have some new material, okay? Life hacks. Does anybody know the meaning of this expression, life hacks? No?
Tips
exactly,
for the life?
Exactly. They are tips. I mean, a small advice for you to solve problems. In the first part, we were talking about difficult situations that people face. In this part, we're going. I wouldn't say it's a problem because it's difficult. It's something not so serious as the death of your pet, for example. Here we're going to see some problems that everybody may have at home. Okay, let me go to. Okay. Here we have, these pictures show problems people have with their clothes and shoes. Here we have 2, 4, 6, 8 different sentences, each of them referring to a problem of this type. So I want you please to match the sentence with the picture, please. Do you understand it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Some seconds for you to do that. Ready?
No.
No, miss. One more minute, please.
Okay.
I'm ready, Miss.
Ready? Yes? Okay. Let me see your names here. Okay. Oof. Esperanza, please. Tell me picture number 1. Yes? Esperanza? Picture number 1 corresponds to?
Little C.
Let's see, my shoes smell badly. Number 1, no. Nothing to do with shoes. Look at the picture well. It's a piece of cloth. Anybody else? Number 1.
Is letter D. My clothes have wrinkles.
Exactly. My clothes have wrinkles. So it's letter D. Okay. Let's see number 2. Who can do number 2?
I lost a sock in the washing machine.
Right. I've lost a sock in the washing machine. Right. Letter H. Good. Let's see number 3. Who can do number 3?
It's letter B. I've lost a button.
I've lost a button. Good. Number 4.
Letter E. My white trainers look dirty.
Yeah, my white trainers look dirty. Right. Good. Let's see number 5.
Is F. My trainers always get wet in the rain.
Okay, very good. Good. Number 6. Which is number 6?
Letter A.
Okay. Can you read it, please? Simon, right?
Yes, I cannot see that. This, my shoes are too tight.
My shoes are too tight. Right. Let's see number 7. Who can do number 7?
Is letter C.
Yes. Can you read it, please?
My shoes smell bad.
Okay. How disgusting. Okay, good. Let's see what. Finally, number 8 is letter. The only
Is
one
letter.
left.
My zip is stuck.
Stuck. My zip is stuck. Right. Very good. Let's see. I'm sure that you must have had one of these problems at least. Do you know any solutions? I mean, to this problem, to some of these problems, for example, or no? Any solution?
For the number 1,
Mm-hmm.
I think that we can iron that clothes.
Yeah, you can iron. Be careful with the pronunciation, Simon, of that word. This, let me write it. This word, yeah. This is the way you write it, but when you pronounce it, you don't pronounce the R. Iron, okay? That's the pronunciation, right. Well, you can iron the clothes, yes. Any other tip for any of these problems?
Yes, but I don't know how to say in English.
Okay, a solution to which problem?
For one problem.
Which one?
My clothes have wrinkles.
Okay. Why don't you try? I can help you. Try to say that in English. Your solution, your recommendation.
Okay. Use the plancha, but
the same word, iron.
Yes, but it's no plancha como normal. It's plancha for hair. For
You should use an iron.
Yes,
A normal one?
but hair.
Ah, something you use to iron your hair.
Yes. Cuando uno está apurado, como necesita iron in this moment or go out in 5 minutes, use the plancha for hair.
Okay. Oh yeah, I have never tried.
Yes.
So you should use, if you are in a hurry.
Yes.
If you are, as people normally are, if you are in a hurry and you don't have time and you don't have enough time to use the traditional iron, you can use a hair iron. I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's good. Okay. Yeah. Any other tip that you can use for any of these problems? For example, when shoes smell bad, do you know any tip to solve that problem? What can you do when your shoes smell bad? No idea? What can you do?
Putting food powder or talco on your feet.
Talcum powder, yeah. Okay, you can use talcum.
Yes.
Talcum powder. You put some talcum powder inside the shoes, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Any other? Well, if you don't have any other tips, we're going to listen then. We're going to go to the second page. Here you're going to listen to some solutions, okay? So a life hack is a good solution to an everyday problem. Match each problem from the warm-up, the first section, with something that we can use as a life hack. Listen to the podcast to check your ideas. Here you have different sections. Okay, we're going to listen to part 1 first. Okay, let me go to wait, life hacks.
Hi listeners, welcome to another edition of Life Hacks, the show that makes your life easier. Today, Val and I are going to talk about clothes and shoes.
That's right. People have been messaging us with questions and we've got the answers. Our first question is from Zoe, and she says, I'm always losing socks in the washing machine. What can I do?
This one's easy. Keep your socks together in the washing machine by placing them in a mesh bag. That's what I do at home. And speaking of losing things, Mark asks, how can I stop my buttons falling off my clothes? Mark, to stop buttons falling off your clothes, you can paint the threads with clear nail varnish.
Good tip. I've got a question here from Vicky, who asks, what do you suggest for a stuck zip? Vicky, in order to get a stuck zip moving again, you should use a candle or pencil. This one really works. I tried it the other day. Do we have one more question about clothes?
We do. This one's from Jo, who says she hates ironing and wants to know if there's any way she can avoid it. Jo, I hear you. I hate ironing too. For wrinkle-free clothes, put ice cubes in the dryer. This works because the ice melts and turns into steam, which removes wrinkles.
Amazing! Now, we also have lots of questions about shoes. Here's one from John. He says, my shoes are often very smelly, but I don't want to put them in the washing machine. What can I do? John, This is a surprising hack. You need tea bags. In order to remove bad smells from your shoes, just place dry tea bags inside them and leave them overnight. Simple, but it works.
Now, here's a question from Joe. I wear trainers every day, but they always get wet in the rain, and then I have wet feet all day. Is there any way to keep my feet dry? Do you have any ideas, Val?
I do. Paint your trainers with melted beeswax to make them waterproof. You can buy this at craft shops or online. And I know lots of people have also asked about how to clean dirty white trainers. For super white trainers, put toothpaste on an old toothbrush and use this to clean your shoes.
Great stuff. We just have time for one more question. And this is from Melissa. She says, I bought some new shoes, but they're a little bit tight. I've already worn them, so I can't take them back to the shop. What can I do? I know this one. You can make tight shoes fit better by putting wet newspaper inside and leaving them to dry.
That's a new one for me. Thanks to everyone who wrote in, and see you next time when we'll be talking about home and garden hacks. Bye!
Bye!
Okay. Is it okay? Let's see. In the first part, right? Here we have what solution can you have for lost buttons? What did you get?
Use a smash bag.
For lost buttons? No. No.
I think clear nail varnish.
Sophia? Sophia, yeah?
Number 2.
Number 2, yeah. Number 2, yes. Now, let's see, how can you do that? I mean, what is the connection according to the tape between clear nail varnish and lost buttons? Where must you put the varnish? This is a question to anybody. Any idea? Well, we're going to listen to it again then, but let's finish this. Lost socks. What is the solution to lost socks?
A mesh bag.
A mesh bag. What is a mesh bag? What is that in Spanish? What type of bag is it? Sorry?
Es como un tipo de bolsita, como... No sé cómo explicarlo, pero es como semi-transparente. Yo uso de esas para que no se me pierdan los calcetines.
It's a kind of una bolsita de malla, ¿o no? Un tipo de malla.
Yes. Yes.
That is a mesh bag, yes. Okay. Okay. Let's see, clothes with wrinkles. This is really outstanding. Okay. What is the solution to clothes with wrinkles?
Ice cubes.
Ice cubes, right. How do you do that? Or how should you do that? According to the tape. No? Okay, we're going to leave that question for after listening to for the second time. What about the stuck zip? How can you solve the problem of a stuck zip?
A candle.
Candle.
A candle. Okay, right, to use a candle. Good. Let's see the second part. Here we have a list of Let's see for tight shoes.
Newspapers.
Newspapers. What do you do with the newspapers?
We have to put the newspapers inside the shoes.
Yeah, okay. And what do you do with the newspaper?
We have to roll, enrollar.
To roll it? Yeah.
Yes, and I think that the newspaper can press the shoes from the inside.
Yeah, but in order to do that, we need to have wet newspaper.
Okay.
Okay, so when this is something that my mom does, right? I mean, the newspaper must be wet, so you leave it there, and then when the newspaper gets dry, it sort of expands. The shoes expand a bit. Okay, it's a very old tip, I think. Good. Let's see smelly shoes. What is the solution for smelly shoes?
Tea bags?
Tea bags, right. Tea bags. What about wet trainers? What is the solution for wet trainers?
Beeswax?
Okay. What must you do with beeswax?
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, but use just common sense, Vicente. You know what beeswax is?
No.
Ah, okay, that. Does anybody know what is bees? Bee is the insect that now is in danger of extinction. Bees, abejas. Beeswax. Wax is cera. So beeswax, cera de abejas. Yeah? And the other one is toothpaste, the one you use to brush your teeth every day. So what do you use for wet trainers?
For dirty trainers?
Toothpaste is for dirty trainers, yes. And beeswax for wet trainers. Yeah. Okay, I will ask you, yes.
The toothpaste is real because I have used this life hack and it works.
With dirty trainers?
Yes.
Okay, good to hear that you have used this. And let's see, there are different brands of toothpaste. Some of them are blue. Never mind, or has to be white.
No, has to be white.
Has to be white. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. No idea. Okay, good. Well, I will ask you now to listen to the same tape again for you to get more details about each of these life hacks, okay? Here we go.
Hi listeners, welcome to another edition of Life Hacks, the show that makes your life easier. Today, Val and I are going to talk about clothes and shoes.
That's right. People have been messaging us with questions and we've got the answers. Our first question is from Zoe, and she says, I'm always losing socks in the washing machine. What can I do?
This one's easy. Keep your socks together in the washing machine by placing them in a mesh bag. That's what I do at home. And speaking of losing things, Mark asks, how can I stop my buttons falling off my clothes? Mark, to stop buttons falling off your clothes, you can paint the threads with clear nail varnish.
Good tip. I've got a question here from Vicky, who asks, What do you suggest for a stuck zip? Vicky, in order to get a stuck zip moving again, you should use a candle or pencil. This one really works. I tried it the other day. Do we have one more question about clothes?
We do. This one's from Jo, who says she hates ironing and wants to know if there's any way she can avoid it. Jo, I hear you. I hate ironing too. For wrinkle-free clothes, put ice cubes in the dryer. This works because the ice melts and turns into steam, which removes wrinkles.
Amazing! Now, we also have lots of questions about shoes. Here's one from John. He says, my shoes are often very smelly, but I don't want to put them in the washing machine. What can I do? John, this is a surprising hack. You need tea bags. In order to remove bad smells from your shoes, just place dry tea bags inside them and leave them overnight. Simple, but it works.
Now, here's a question from Jo. I wear trainers every day, but they always get wet in the rain, and then I have wet feet all day. Is there any way to keep my feet dry? Do you have any ideas, Val?
I do. Paint your trainers with melted beeswax to make them waterproof. You can buy this at craft shops or online. And I know lots of people have also asked about how to clean dirty white trainers. For super white trainers, put toothpaste on an old toothbrush and use this to clean your shoes.
Great stuff. We just have time for one more question. And this is from Melissa. She says, I bought some new shoes, but they're a little bit tight. I've already worn them, so I can't take them back to the shop. What can I do? I know this one. You can make tight shoes fit better by putting wet newspaper inside and leaving them to dry.
That's a new one for me. Thanks to everyone who wrote in, and see you next time when we'll be talking about home and garden hacks. Bye!
Bye!
Let's see. Well, I think the case of mesh bag was clear. What about how to use the clear nail varnish in the case of lost buttons? Does anybody remember that?
Yes, they mentioned that we have to use a little pad of varnish in the button itself, like in the sewing.
Sewing, but on the button itself?
In the part of the sewing.
Okay, okay, and yeah. Actually, in part of the, wait a minute. Actually, in part of the, I mean, the inside part of the button, but particularly, you must paint the thread. The thread that you use to sew the button. So that thread must be painted with clear nail varnish. Right? Do you understand it?
Yes, thread is like costura.
No, hilo.
Hilo. Okay.
Hilo. Hilo in the widest sense, in any sense. Yeah. For example, when you are I don't know, doing something on the internet, there are threads, los hilos de conversación. Okay. From that to the literal meaning of thread. Okay. Good. Let's see then ice cubes. Sorry, a candle. How do you use a candle to solve the problem of stuck zips? Do you know? No? Have you ever used a candle when your zip is stuck?
No, miss.
No? Anybody? Well, they on the tape they didn't say anything about this. They said you can use a candle or a pencil. I have no idea how to use a pencil to solve the problem, but a candle, if you rub, you know what rub means? como raspan, rozan, frotan, that's a word, the zip with the candle, then it's easier to move. I mean, you can solve the problem. Let's see with ice cubes. What does he say? I mean, what according to the tip, what do you have to do with ice cubes to solve the problem of clothes with wrinkles?
I'm not sure, but I think you have to put the ice with the clothes in the dryer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to put in the ice cubes into the dryer. I don't know how you can do that, but I mean, I don't know why. Yeah, but the idea is that this ice melts. So you have steam, you know, steam, you know the word steam? The ice melts because of the high temperature, and then what the water becomes, I said steam, yeah, and that steam helps to iron, let's say, your clothes. I mean, make wrinkles disappear. Okay. Okay, right. Let's go to the second group. Tied shoes. Well, we already said that. I mean, wet newspapers into shoes. Smelly shoes, we say tea bags. Let's see, did you get any extra information about how to use the beeswax to solve the problem of wet trainers?
You need to melt the beeswax and immerse the shoes to make it ¿cómo se llama esto? Impermeable.
Waterproof.
Yes.
Yes. Well, actually, I have never seen that, but she says that you can buy this wax in many shops. So the idea is to paint your trainers with this beeswax so that they become waterproof. You know the meaning of waterproof? You know that word?
Yes.
Waterproof. Waterproof, right. Good, Vicente. Well, we said toothpaste is what happens, I mean, what Marcela also uses for her dirty trainers. Okay, now the last exercise with the tape. Here we have 9 different sentences, all of them related to the tape. I will ask you to listen to it for the last time, and I want you to choose the correct option to complete the sentences. Okay? This is vocabulary, basically. So this is, well, vocabulary and also some grammar that will be very useful to you. Okay? I recommend you to have a look at the sentences before listening to it. Some seconds for you to do that. Okay? Ready to listen to it now? Are you ready to listen to the tape?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi listeners, welcome to another edition of Life Hacks, the show that makes your life easier. Today, Val and I are going to talk about clothes and shoes.
That's right. People have been messaging us with questions and we've got the answers. Our first question is from Zoe, and she says, I'm always losing socks in the washing machine. What can I do?
This one's easy. Keep your socks together in the washing machine by placing them in a mesh bag. That's what I do at home. And speaking of losing things, Mark asks, how can I stop my buttons falling off my clothes? Mark, to stop buttons falling off your clothes, you can paint the threads with clear nail varnish.
Good tip. I've got a question here from Vicky, who asks, what do you suggest for a stuck zip? Vicky, in order to get a stuck zip moving again, you should use a candle or pencil. This one really works. I tried it the other day. Do we have one more question about clothes?
We do. This one's from Jo, who says she hates ironing and wants to know if there's any way she can avoid it. Jo, I hear you. I hate ironing too. For wrinkle-free clothes, put ice cubes in the dryer. This works because the ice melts and turns into steam, which removes wrinkles.
Amazing! Now, we also have lots of questions about shoes. Here's one from John. He says, my shoes are often very smelly, but I don't want to put them in the washing machine. What can I do? John, this is a surprising hack. You need tea bags. In order to remove bad smells from your shoes, just place dry tea bags inside them and leave them overnight. Simple, but it works.
Now, here's a question from Jo. I wear trainers every day, but they always get wet in the rain, and then I have wet feet all day. Is there any way to keep my feet dry? Do you have any ideas, Val?
I do. Paint your trainers with melted beeswax to make them waterproof. You can buy this at craft shops or online. And I know lots of people have also asked about how to clean dirty white trainers. For super white trainers, put toothpaste on an old toothbrush and use this to clean your shoes.
Great stuff. We just have time for one more question. And this is from Melissa. She says, I've bought some new shoes, but they're a little bit tight. I've already worn them, so I can't take them back to the shop. What can I do? I know this one. You can make tight shoes fit better by putting wet newspaper inside and leaving them to dry.
That's a new one for me. Thanks to everyone who wrote in, and see you next time when we'll be talking about home and garden hacks. Bye!
Bye!
Okay. Let's hear the first sentence. Cristóbal, please.
Yes. Keep your socks together in the washing machine by placing them in a mesh bag.
Okay, yeah, by placing them in a mesh bag. Good. Let's see number 2, Esperanza. Esperanza, are you there?
Sí, profe, que se me había apagado el computador.
Okay.
Shopping, o sea, mark to shopping button.
Not shopping, it's stopping.
Ah.
You have to choose between stopping and stop.
Is stopping?
You cannot say to stopping. Here, the only possibility is stop, because mark, to stop buttons, para parar de que los botones se caigan, to stop, not to stopping. ING can very rarely go with stop, normally not, okay? Let's see number 3, Catherine.
Biggie, in order to get a stuck zip moving again, you should use a candle or pencil.
Okay, you should. Right, in order to, right? Para. Con el propósito de. Okay, that's the meaning. Good. Let's see number 4. Maite. Maite Ortiz.
Yes. About.
You must choose between about and for.
About wrinkle free clothes.
No.
No.
For.
For.
Para.
Okay.
Let's see number 5. Sammy, number 5, please.
This works because the ice melts and turns into steam, which removes wrinkles.
Okay, right. Because. Good. Let's see, Simon, number 6, please.
In order to remove bad smells from your shoes, just place dry tea bags inside them and leave them overnight.
Right. In order to. Right, good. Let's see number 7. Vicente, please.
7, ¿cierto? Sí.
Number 7, yes.
Paint your trainers with melted beeswax to make them waterproof.
To make them, right, good. Yeah, to make them. Good. Let's see number 8. Valentina, please.
Trainers
Can you read all the sentence, please? Yes.
for super white trainers, put toothpaste on an old that brush and use this to clean your shoes.
To clean your shoes.
Clean your shoes.
Okay, for super white trainers. Me pierde el mouse. Okay, well, trainers clean. Sorry, no, it's not clean, it's put. Put toothpaste on an old toothbrush and use this to clean your shoes. Okay, right. Let's see number 9. Tomás Fernandez, please.
You can make tight shoes fit better by putting wet newspapers inside and leaving them to dry.
Okay, shoes.
Shoes.
Shoes, yeah. By putting, okay, by putting wet newspaper. Okay, as you can see in these 9 sentences, we have, they explain how to do something, right? First of all, we have the use of by, like keep your socks together in the washing machine by placing them in a measurement. Mediante, por medio de, right? By placing them. The verb that is after that takes ing, right? Another structure that is used here is to plus verb. Mark. To stop buttons falling off your clothes, you can paint the thread with clear nail varnish. Again, para. Okay? Then we have number 3, the same thing with different vocabulary. In order to get a stuck zip moving again, you should use a candle or pencil. Number 4, for wrinkle-free clothes. Para es un para distinto que el anterior. Para la ropa, para la ropa libre de arrugas. For wrinkle-free clothes, put ice cubes in the dryer. In number 5, we have another way that is the connector is because. This works because the ice melts. Here we have a reason, right? The ice melts and turns into steam, which removes wrinkles. Number 6, again, we have another idea. In order to remove bad smells, para sacarlo malo, right? Just place dry tea bags inside them and leave them overnight. Number 7, paint your trainers with melted beeswax to make them waterproof, para hacerlas a prueba de agua, convertirlas a prueba de agua. Number 8, for super white trainers, put toothpaste and an old toothbrush, blah, blah, blah. Number 9, you can make tight shoes fit better by putting wet newspaper inside. So here, if we're going to, wait, if we're going to make a summary of this, how can you express the idea of para? One of the things is to use to plus a verb. Yeah? To stop buttons falling off your clothes, do that. This is one. The second one is when you are going to use a tool, a way to do something. You use by plus the verb, but in this case, the verb takes ing by placing them, right? The other way is to use this connector in order to, in order to plus a verb. In order to solve, in order to get stuck zip moving again, blah, blah, blah. Then we have the word for, but then we have a noun. For example, for wrinkle-free clothes. Yeah. Finally, we have the connector because. Porque, there you have a reason. Okay. So here we have the 5 different ways of 5 different structures to be used when you want to explain the objective, the purpose of that something. Any questions? No questions? Well, the same explanation that I have just given. Okay. If you, sorry, well, we could see during the exercise that some of us knew some life hacks. If you think about the new life hacks for you, which one do you think is the most useful, the most interesting for you? Or a tip that you could use in the future? No comments?
I think that the mesh bag for socks is the most useful.
Okay. Do you, sorry, who is talking?
Vicente.
Vicente. Okay. So in your opinion, this is the most interesting to you. And do you think you can use a mesh bag in the future?
Yes, because it's a problem that I have frequently.
Okay. Okay, very good then. Okay. Any other opinion about some of these tips, these hacks?
I think use in the future clear nail varnish for lost bottoms.
Okay. Yeah, this
because I lost bottoms They're my, I don't know the name, chaleco.
Cardigan.
What?
Cardigan. I will write it here.
Yes, I have 4 or 5 cardigans, and I lost bottoms seguido.
Very often. You
Yes.
often lose buttons. Okay.
Bottom. Yes.
Buttons. Okay. Okay, very good. Let's see. Well, if you go to language point here you have a summary of the same things I explained you, okay, with different, here you have examples from the same, okay, and here you have 4 sentences that explain the same thing that I mentioned, okay? Okay, here we have, so next Wednesday, we are going to finish this part, and then I will give you this week, we're going to have a post 4, okay? Okay, so I will ask you to, wait a minute. I will ask you to do something for next class, something we're going to correct in classes, okay? That is this. I mean, you have to make these exercises. According to the rules, you choose the correct option, okay? Do you understand it? Hello, do you understand it?
Can you repeat, please, Miss?
The thing is, I will ask you to do these exercises for homework for next Wednesday. Here you have some exercises for part 1, for part 2, and for part 3, okay?
Okay. Thanks, Miss.
Please do that for next Wednesday. We're going to check it in class, okay? Okay, so we're going to finish now. I hope to see you next Wednesday, okay? Any questions, any comments about it?
No.
No? Okay. So see you next, see you, it's a protocol, okay. Next week, next Wednesday, okay? Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.